Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I wanted to do a video right after the gathering in Vegas that happened this weekend, Labor Day weekend, just to show you guys what I picked up. I'll talk a little bit about the show. I'll go into much more detail on the podcast, of course, which is the Modern Neanderthal podcast. So we'll probably have another podcast coming out in the next week or two. Anyways, crazy weekend. Man, I probably ran on caffeine the majority of the weekend, very little sleep, but had lots of fun. Starting to kind of catch up. Thankfully, today is a holiday. So, of course, picked up a patch from the gathering, Las Vegas 2016, where it happens every year, Labor Day weekend. Picked up a badge carrier that, of course, has the USN logo. If you guys aren't familiar with the USN, it's the Usual Suspects Network. It is a knife forum online. Aside from knives, there's sections dedicated to watches and pens and other gear. So essentially all things EDC and guns. It's just kind of a place for guys to hang out. So here's my badge. Has Epic Snuggle Bunny, of course. So you wear this to get in and out of the show and so forth. But that we'll start it off with that. Now, let me just go ahead and say, for those of you guys who came up to me to say that you enjoyed my channel, you enjoyed the videos that I do, thank you so much. It really meant a lot to me to hear that you like the content. It definitely pushes me to to keep doing it. So thank you for that. My voice is a little bit jacked up. In the Cove, where everyone hangs out after kind of the main hours of the show, everyone is smoking cigars, cigarettes, perhaps other things, but basically I smoked all weekend and I don't smoke, so my voice is pretty thrashed. Alright, let's get into, let me show you some gifts I received. These were some very unexpected, very generous gifts. So two friends actually made a few of us some hats, so they made me a camo Epic Snuggle Bunny hat. Really grateful for the thoughtful gift. Very cool. Same guy also made some bracelets and was passing them out, so I got these two cool paracord bracelets, really nicely made, and of course I do love gear, so again, very grateful for that. Another gift that I was very surprised to receive is actually a fixed blade. A very kind gentleman, and I'm not going to mention names in regard to any of these gifts because that's definitely not in the spirit that they were given, but you know who you are, and again, really grateful. But he was handing out gifts to people at the show, and he handed me this gorgeous Gavco fixed blade here, so really happy to have a Gavco back in the collection. I hadn't for a while, and this is my first fixed blade, oddly enough. So really grateful, really blown away by the generosity of this individual, as well as a lot of individuals at the show. Definitely a lot of good people. Alright, let's get into kind of the knife stuff here. So I did pick up a Pelican case, and if you guys are familiar with the Nullpat group, you guys will know that he makes custom inserts for Pelican cases, either to store in this fashion or to store kind of down into the case. I found that I was taking knives out of zipper pouches all weekend to show people different work. I took a few knives that people probably hadn't had their hands on. I had a few customs from Shane Atwood, had one from Clyde Challenor, had one from Brad Richmond, so knives that people probably don't get to handle very often. I was passing those around, letting people try them out, see what they thought. And so this actually made a lot of sense in terms of carrying knives around and being able to just open this up and say, hey, grab what you want, try it out. So the first knife that I picked up, and this one is kind of a given here for me, is the Microtech Show Special for the USN. So obviously it says Usual Suspect Network, has the USN logo, G8. This was the 8th show that has gone on, the Gathering show. Then the pocket clip also has serial number, date it was made. I thought there was something else on the pocket clip. Guess not. Anyways, here's the show special done in the Hellhound grind. And this one's probably L-Max. If I had to guess, it doesn't have a blade still on here. Doesn't really matter. This is essentially a souvenir. I picked up a Blade Show special at last Blade Show, so of course I wanted to pick up a USN show special. Again, just a cool piece. I'll carry it on occasion, but primarily a kind of a souvenir for me. So that was the first acquisition. I'm going to move this out of the way so the camera's white balance stops freaking out. And so there was one. Also picked up a piece from Jesse Jarrows, and this is an unnamed folder from him. Part of the work is hand done. I think he said about 70% is hand done on this knife, and then part of it is machine done, about 30%. So, you know, wire EDM cutouts, very clean. So this one doesn't have a name yet, so I don't know what the name is, but a new folder from Jesse Jarrows. Comes in very reasonable sub 400 here, or just about 400 essentially. But he has been on my list of makers to pick up a knife from. So, you know, of course in this price range, I couldn't pass it up. Really happy with this piece. This will definitely be a nice user for me. And of course I'll do individual videos as we kind of go forward here. Also picked up a new pen. This is from TI2 Design, and you know, I'd been following him for a while, definitely familiar with his work. The cool thing about this pen is it uses a magnetic tip, so I'm going to move these out of the way so the focus does a little bit better here. But a really cool piece, has a magnet to keep the cap on, or if you want to put it on the back. So, you know, I'll do a video on this one if you guys are interested, but just a really, really cool pen. I do EDC a pen every day. I find it to be tremendously useful with what I do at work and so forth. Nice pocket clip as well. So this is the copper with the forced patina, and really cool pattern. So pretty stoked on this. This was the first thing I grabbed actually at dinner on, I think it was Thursday night, the first night we were there. So pretty stoked with this one. Alright, I did pick up, of course, you know, I had to, a piece from Leong Ma. This is the Warrior 1 done in carbon fiber. So it's been a very popular design for him. You know, nice small EDC, very cool piece, and of course the carbon fiber lightens it up even more. So I believe this was essentially a special run that happened to essentially come out in conjunction with the show. Not that it was specific to the show, but I think these are on his website, and of course he had a bunch at the show. I think he sold a lot at the show. He may not have too many left. The dealers were definitely going after these pieces too. So really nice piece. And then he also let me borrow one of the Tempests here. I do have a full tie Tempest, but wanted to check out this one, so Leong let me borrow this one for a video. I'll just do a side-by-side with the original Tempest, show you guys some of the differences. Really cool piece as well. So these are two from Leong Ma, built by Riot Knives, of course. So very, very nice. In fact, I may not be able to send this back to him. This one might just get bought. Probably. All right, last and you know, my most expensive piece for the show, kind of my, I don't know, I guess the main attraction, I suppose, is this piece from Jason Guthrie. So Jason Guthrie, I've done a review on this model before, which is the Ranger. And, you know, I talked to Jason about it before I did it. I met Jason at Blade. I've handled his work. He was on my list of makers that I needed a piece from. And, of course, this was a special piece for the show. And it was first come, first serve, and I didn't make it to his table until about, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes into the show. And it was sitting there. You know, one of his other fans had already bought 4 knives from him before I got there, and this one was essentially left. So I was standing there, I was holding it, and a couple other people came up. They're handling his work. I let him hold this one, and you know, just couldn't really put it down. So this one did come home with me. Marble carbon fiber, bacon Damascus blade here in the kind of the modified Warncliffe style. It does have a red G10 liner on the inside of the show side, just as a really nice pop of color. The handle, the backside is titanium, has been Cerakoted, which is a gun finish. And it does have a floating, I believe, stainless steel backspacer here, but just a really nice blend between the black and the red and the, you know, the satin stainless steel. A beautiful piece. Everyone really liked this one. So really happy to finally have a piece in my collection from Jason here. Yeah, so that was pretty much it for the show. I kept it pretty, you know, low-key compared to some of my friends who picked up some truly exceptional pieces. So, yeah. But anyways, again, thank you for the very generous gifts to those of you who gave them to me. You know, and thank you for your friendship. I had a wonderful, wonderful time. You know, is for those of you guys who are on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, on the forums, and you haven't been to a show, it just kind of takes that, it takes it to the next level in terms of camaraderie, in terms of enjoyment, really just geeking out for an entire weekend. So had a great time. Definitely not looking forward to going back to work tomorrow. It's going to be rough after a really fun weekend like this. So alright guys, thanks for watching. Again, I'll have videos coming up on these as well as a few others that I got in before the show. So I got to get together and get some stuff done for you guys. But again, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the kind words. See you guys soon. Take care.